Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host Gamer K, and it is time for the third installment of my Tales from the Conventions videos. And as always, these are my unscheduled videos, and they will be done every 2 months, so that they feel a little bit more special. And if you can guess by the design of my shirt, that beautiful print up there, and of course, simply the object that's right next to me, you can kind of guess the theme of this Tales from the Convention. The year was 2016, and it was my very first Fan Expo, Canada. And it was me, my sister, my dad, and my best friend. We all trekked down there, and it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. It wasn't my very first convention. That was more so in Detroit, but I'll get to that story when I get to it. So, I already talked about meeting Robin Lord Taylor at this convention, but there was one other that is honestly one of my coolest stories, and I can't make this shit up. That year, we waited for one of my favorite actors in my absolute favorite movie. Like, if you ask any of my friends, they will tell you that I cannot get enough of this movie, Back to the Future. It was my favorite movie trilogy when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite more teenage movies because of the subject matter and some of the the language that was used. So it was one of my first ones, and I remember watching this when I was like 6 years old, and I loved every minute of the movie. And I got to meet one of my favorite actors from this movie, the self-proclaimed inventor of time travel, Doc Emmett L. Brown, aka Christopher Lloyd himself. And I do love Christopher Lloyd in mostly everything he does. I can't believe they got him in the food fight. That was a disaster. But all of his good stuff outweighs the bad stuff. For example, Professor Plum from Clue, Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think I'm forgetting one. Am I forgetting one? 1 second. Right! I can't believe that slipped my mind. Martin from My Favorite Martian. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and not just because of him, for another reason that I'm not going to say on this, but I think a lot of you know. And meeting him was absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite convention memories, and all honesty, it's one that I will keep telling people if they ever ask. So, but first, let's get down to the brass tacks, which is I got this for Christmas 2 years before the convention. And this is the 21st anniversary edition of the trilogy of Back to the Future. And it's got all the good stuff behind it, the Q&As, including the Back to the Future, the ride that was at Universal Studios that they replaced for the Simpsons rides, which I wasn't really mad about. But now I can relive that joy and bring that joy to either my nieces or nephews in the future, or my cousins' kids who don't know the joys of it. Or just if my friends want to come around and if they ever get high, this will definitely make them experience a good ride. But the brass tacks on it is this right here. Christopher Lloyd's signature right there. And as you can see, there are other signatures on there, but I will get to those when I get to those. This video is all about Christopher Lloyd himself. And I'm going to say this because but at the time I met him, this didn't happen, but for some reason, in the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, after the dude who voiced Xehanort, after Leonard Nimoy, he passed away after the game was finished. So now Christopher Lloyd voiced Xehanort. And if that curse continues, I swear, it's not going to be good. But anyway, we waited about a good maybe an hour or so in line to get autographed, and I was able to sneak a quick photo of him signing it, or my sister did. I can't remember which. I mean, it's frowned upon. It's not really allowed, but she was able to get a sneak photo, which I really love. And then we waited a little bit longer to be in line with Christopher Lloyd, and he is one of the coolest and honestly one of the most caring, some of the most caring actors I've ever met. Here's the story. So it was our turn to get our photo done. And here's the photo right now. If you're wondering what's with the faces, I'll get to that right now. So when you're in line, you go through the curtain, and there is the celebrity on the backdrop and the photographer. So me, my sister, and my dad went right up to him. We said hello. Maybe he shook his hand. I can't remember. And we all got into position. And then the photographer was telling me to back up a little bit more. But what they didn't tell me was that there was a metal beam behind me, behind the backdrop. And the more I went back, I started to fall. I was falling backwards. Christopher Lloyd reached out his arm and pulled me back up for the photo. I almost knocked Christopher Lloyd down. That's why this photo is so funny. It's a great memory because I'm laughing that I almost fell. He's laughing that he almost fell. My sister's eyeing the security dude thinking, oh shit, we're going to get thrown out. Oh my God, we almost killed the man. And my dad's just standing there with that look thinking, oh, well, this is a great trip. It's our last one, but... So anyway, I thanked him for saving me, and he thanked me for being one of the most odd and one of the most memorable moments at a convention. Like, he's never almost died taking a photo before. Autographs, yes. Oh my God. But yeah, meeting one of the members of my favorite movie, I had goosebumps. I was freaking out. And I knew, like, when he was signing, like, we couldn't talk to him that much. But I just to be in the man's presence was enough to give me, like, if my childhood me could have been there, I would have been freaking out. I mean, in a sense, I was. But at the same time, Christopher Lloyd has done a lot in my life. Like, in terms of his movies. They've always been weird. They've always been good. And every movie he's been in, except for Food Fight, has been fantastic. And it's definitely one of the more memorable moments that I have of of meeting a celebrity. Because I almost killed the dude. Because I technically almost took him out. Because he's tall, but he's old. So I was worried that, I fell backwards, and I was worried that if he reached out to me, I was literally going to bring him down with me, and I was going to get kicked out for injuring the star. So yeah, that is definitely a tale I will keep telling people, and it's a tale I will never, ever forget. Mostly because we actually got a genuine smile out of him instead of that baked expression that a lot of people usually get. But it's still one of my favorite times at Fan Expo. And that was only the beginning. And I've had a lot of interesting interactions with people at Fan Expo. But this was the domino effect. Because technically, I met Robin Lord Taylor the day after we met Christopher Lloyd. But at the same time, this meeting him was the domino effect that solidified my wanting to meet so many of my favorite actors and voice actors. And And I don't think, and if I wasn't the geek I am, I don't think any of these stories would have happened, honestly. And I really love that. Yeah, just me being my geeky self is the reason for some of these cool stories and all the cool people I've met, whether they be famous, semi-famous, or just my friends in general. So that's it for this Tales of the Convention, guys. I know it's not the longest one, but it's a quick story because it was my very first story, so I was nervous. I was a little nervous of almost knocking down Christopher Lloyd. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite first memories. And there's a lot more to come in the future. So, that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this month, technically. Hope you guys enjoyed this tale. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And when it comes to the conventions, I'll see you guys in August, where I normally don't do sneak peeks of who I'm going to review. But in August, I'm going to be going back to doing a friend of mine, and I just hope she sees the video. I think I'm going to try to make that a thing if I do so. No, wait, I don't have that many super famous friends, to be honest, to talk that much. I think I have two to talk about, basically, who are... Man, I'm really dragging this along. Anyway, we'll return with the convention tales in August. This is Gamer K, logging out.